Come on. All right. Hello, hello. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. Whoever's here, welcome. We've come to hang out. If you don't know what I'm doing today, the title should be pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to have my cam on, and I'm basically going to do some... Oh, thank you. Going to do some mixology for you guys, or make a couple of cocktails and different things for you. I've got a towel down on my desk and all these things. I've got the setup probably about as good as I can get it. And yeah, I think it'll be good. Nice. It sounds like we're loud and clear then. We got it. Fantastic. All right. How is everybody? Ready for the weekend? Yeah, I won't cut in too much to the lessons because, I have taken some mixology. I have studied it a little bit. And at one point I wanted to be a bartender. So there are things I know, but I've not been officially formally trained. There's plenty I don't know. So maybe if I do more of these, I'll teach more techniques. But there's a couple of techniques, Well, Big Potato, you're here now. Don't have to worry about what's not better. Just enjoy the time here. Well, let's all just push forward. It'll be okay. So the first thing that I'm going to show you how to make is anybody that's been part of my previous drinking streams, especially the ones that probably go a little unhinged, is I make some alcoholic gummies. Now, the recipe that I'm doing, if you ever wanted to make non-alcoholic gummies, you could use this recipe for that as well. I just experimented with the recipe one time and made boozy gummies that last quite a while. I think they last 2 to 4 weeks in the fridge. You can, do them and then put them in the fridge and whatnot. Put them in a Ziploc bag and then put them in the fridge or an airtight container dish. And they last at least 2 weeks, but it's got alcohol in it, so usually they last up about 4. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to teach you guys how to do that first. And then after that, I've got 3 cocktails I'm going to make for you guys. The first cocktail that I'm going to make for you guys is, I'll probably do the, Filthy Red Old Fashioned. Okay, I can't listen to that song. That's going to be too much for me. Is the Filthy Red Old Fashioned, which is like a cherry rum simple cocktail based off the Old Fashioned. Then next I will do the Dark and Stormy, and then I will finish off with my favorite cocktail, which is the raspberry, or well, rather the berry Moscow Mule. So, hopefully you enjoy the lesson. But yeah. Yeah, and so I'm going to have my cam on. I'm just going to break the news to you. I am a redhead, so I'm incredibly pale. So just so you know, I've got a white towel down on the table for any spillages. And basically, after I do this mixology stream, I'm going to stop the stream, going to end it, and then I'll be back a little bit later after I've cleaned up my desk and, space and everything that I'm doing. And I'm going to come back and we're just going to have some drinks and I'm going to play some games. Might be playing some games with my friend Martin. People have seen him in the stream before. I don't know if we'll play games. If we're going to play games, I'll just make a drinking game out of it and we'll have fun. So the thing is about meeting new people. Something you have to remember, or something that I try to keep in mind, is the way you make friends is you walk up to somebody or somebody walks up to you, but you say hello without the foreknowledge of knowing there will be 1,000 more hellos. It's always a gamble, always a risk. So I feel like you have very good chance of meeting people if you just mean for like friends or acquaintances, small chat, whatever. You do. If you put the energy out in the world that you want to be social and you want to meet people, then you'll meet people. Well, sometimes you get rebuffed or some people look at you like, why is this crazy person I don't know talking to me, or whatever. Yeah, that's going to happen. But I know this one person I know would be like, oh, I go out all the time though, and I don't like meet anybody, or I don't, I just kind of end up sitting there being alone. And so one time I kind of watched them in a similar situation and they kind of sat off to the side. They watched people when they had the chance to interact or make small talk or eye contact with anybody to kind of initiate some sort of interaction. They kind of avoided it and shut themselves off. And when you appear with that sort of energy, people will usually just leave you to it, So you just have to be open and positive and stuff like that. If I walked into a bar and I saw people sitting at the bar and somebody turned and I made eye contact with them, I grew up in the South. If you make eye contact with anybody, you have to say hello to them. You have to engage with them. So I would go through and I'd be like, hey, and they'd be like, how's it going? Or they would just look at me like, why is this crazy person saying hi to me, and stuff. Or I'd be like, how's it going? And they would say something or whatever, So yeah, it's hit or miss, but I feel like the more positive I want to be social energy you put into the world, the more chances you'll have. So that's my take anyways. All right. Give me some more. Okay. Yeah, you could do. You could also keep an eye out if it's got a dartboard and other people are playing alone. If it's person alone, just saying, hey, do you want to pick up some games together? Same if it's a group or whatever and stuff, vice versa. Or if you're playing on your own and you happen to notice somebody keeps eyeing, can just be like, hey, I noticed you keep looking over here. Do you want to shoot some darts with me or whatever? Yeah, it's possible. Don't put any pressure on yourself. It's a thing. The way she comes up and down them drawers, looking like one of them booty. Maxie. Okay, so I think I've got everything. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys how to make is the gummies, because it's the thing that everybody's been waiting for. and it's a little awkward. And once I get out of that way, I think everything else will be quite easy. I don't really know how I'm going to showcase the layers and different looks of the cocktails, so we'll play around with that, but hopefully it'll be okay. But when I show you the gummy recipe, you're probably going to think that is stupid easy, and it is. So let's get going. So, because I could have been doing this the whole time, actually. All right. See, I told you I was pale. And I don't have, like, you know, what is it the women have with the claws, talons? I don't like those because I end up breaking them. So when you do these gummies, there's two options you have. You can have silicone candy chocolate molds, or you can really just use anything as long as it has the opportunity to not, I know, hands again. I have hands. It's crazy. You've known me for 5 years, Maxie, and it was finally confirmed I had hands. So yeah, you just need something nonstick. So I've used, and later I'll show you, I've used Tupperware dishes. I have used, like glass baking dishes. I've used bowls, plates. I've used molds, like a cake mold, and I've done a layer thing where it's like, oh, I do one layer of red Jell-O, one layer of blue, one blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. So tonight, the molds that I'm doing are Legos. So pretty fun. And if you do the molds, especially ones that have like little bits like this, these little bitty holes in here, I always encourage nonstick spray, and just make sure they're kind of covered. The best non-stick is coconut oil or sunflower oil. So, but if you don't have nonstick, I would suggest just using Tupperware or a glass dish or something. You don't want to use olive oil or anything like that. So like I'm just using sunflower today. I didn't have any coconut oil. And this is a spray, so I'm actually going to spray it around in here, and then I'm going to spread it around while I'm chatting to you guys. And it just helps it pop out easier. The jelly in it makes it quite stiff, so it'll be okay. I could, if I did this thing that I saw this other guy do. So anybody that knows Legos, so I'm just using this to kind of spread it around. Anybody that knows Legos knows that you can get like those long flat sheets that you set down and then you build your Legos on top. If you took that flat sheet and put it on the bottom of this, so the nubs are inside, and then set it, and when you lifted it, it would have all the nubs, and then they would be able to be buildable. You could, you know, do that. I've never done the alcoholic castle, but I have done the big old bundt cake of layered Jellos. I even learned how to make a cream-based Jello, so there was like a white layer. So I did red, white, and blue over and over and over again for my friend's birthday, because her birthday is on July the 4th. So there's lots of options. So yeah, if I wanted to, I really could build with these if I went the extra mile and got the little builder slate. So I always do this first because it can take a whole hot minute if you're doing the molds like this. If you're just doing a dish, you don't even have to worry about it. Okay. And again, it doesn't matter. It's just making sure that all the little nubs inside. But honestly, if they're not, here's a trick. If you use these molds, right? And let's say whatever mold you use, you stick it out and there's like little bitty bits. So let's say in these little holes, there's like little bitty Jello bits left. Don't worry about trying to clean it out. There's two ways, the easiest ways to clean these. Put them in boiling hot water and let them sit, and it'll dissolve the Jello, or set them aside on the counter. The Jello will dry out and go hard over 24 hours, and then you literally will be able to just like shake it out. So easy cleanup, just so you know. Depends on how strong you make them. So I'm going to show you the ratio that I do, but for some people that might be too strong. I do a 2-to-1. So the amount of water that I put in, I do half as much alcohol. If you ever want to make these non-alcoholic, all you need to do is instead put a little more water, and you could put some corn syrup in, or like some sort of sugar syrup. Okay, so anyways, these are done. So now I'm going to show you the gummy part. So you will need a small saucepan. You'll need water. And if you saw my things on, thank you for the follow, Seeger. I don't know why that didn't pop up. So I've got this Jello or jelly. So I'm in the UK, so it's Hartley's. If you're in the US, you could use Jello brand, off brand, sugar-free, with sugar, doesn't matter. So you got that. And then you will need 2 packages of non-flavored gelatine. Again, this is UK, so it's Dr. Oetker. In the States, it's like Knott's. You'll usually find it in the baking section, by the Jellos, the custards. Sometimes in American superstars, supermarkets, you will find them near the preserves and canning, jarring sort of stuff. So, yeah. So that's what you need, really. And then obviously you need your alcohol of choice. I suggest lighter, clear rums or alcohols like vodka, rum. You can do champagne and things like that as well, if you want to keep it lighter and milder, ciders, whatever you want. Okay, so I do 2 to 1. So I'm going to mix it here, and then I'm going to take it downstairs and boil it and grab my ice for my cocktails. And yeah, so I've heard Legends of Haribo. I've had those. It's all right. I love gummy candy, so I'm kind of biased, to be fair. But, you know, what can you do? All right. Not good Legends. Fair enough. Okay. So right here, I do 2 to 1. So 200 milliliters of water. So it's really easy. 200, and I like them strong. So then I do 100 of the booze. Now, if strong is too much for you, then do 250 to 50. The point is, you should end up with about 300 milliliters, which is about 1.25 cups in American. Yeah. So you got that. And the water that I used was just room temperature, or you want it to be cold. You want it to be room temperature or cold, because when you put it on the burner, you do not want it to cook too fast. My alcohol of choice is vodka, because the Jello I'm doing is orange, and one of my favorite simple cocktails is a screwdriver, which is a vodka and orange juice. But you can do anything. I've done, you know, cherry alcohol with a lime Jello. I've done all sorts of things. So yeah. So now I just pour all these in here. The orange also smells amazing. It's the best smelling Jello of any of them. Okay. So now we got that. So now I'm just going to mix it up until it's completely dissolved. And that's like, it's pretty easy. Oh gosh, it smells so good. You can double down on the Jello if you want a stronger Jello flavor. Yeah, it's a classic cocktail, isn't it? But this straight up smells right now like currently like a screwdriver. So yeah, I've got it. So it's pretty good. So what I would do this now, which I'm not gonna worry about showing to you guys because it doesn't matter. You take it to the stove, you put it on medium high heat, you let it go, and basically you're gonna bring it just to where it tips over into a boil. And that's when it's bubbling really good. And the reason we want that is because Jell-O actually needs that chemical reaction of the boil. As soon as you see it go, because it started to like boil and it kind of foams up a little bit, take it off the heat. Give it a little stir, and the whole time you should be kind of stirring it a little bit. And then you can put it straight into your molds. Okay? So I'm going to go downstairs and do that real quick. So if you're making along with me, go do that. And when we come back, I will show you a finished gummy product as well as we'll make some of our other cocktails, okay? So I shall be right back. All right, how's everybody feeling about that? Well, we're doing a mixology lesson, Martin. And we just did. Hey, thank you for the follow. We just did. We just made our gummy. Made our gummies. My humps. Yeah, it's hard to focus when the song is going on. We made our gummies, so I showed everybody how to make them up. And I've gone downstairs and I've boiled them. You have to bring it to a boil. Put it like just right as soon as it starts to bubble over, like bubble up, like it's going to be a rolling boil. Turn off the heat, take it off the heat, put it in your molds, and it needs to go in your fridge. And usually I would say, depending on how deep your mold is, usually within an hour they're ready to go. You're a bubble. Yeah, so, and I just wanted to show you guys, for example, now these ones aren't the prettiest, but you love my yapping too, so don't act like you don't. So I did a test run. This is strawberry with rum. So you can see I didn't put any non-stick in here, but you can see if I just kind of, it mostly just pulls away. Now if I had put non-stick on here, it would have just popped right out. Hands cam. So yeah. So I think you can see, so see how it's coming, I don't know. So because I do this and I joke and call it only hands, I feel like anything I do with my hands just comes off highly suggestive. But like, yeah, you can just pull it away from the edge, right? So that's what I've done with these. So really, you don't even need the kooky molds. They're just fun. But I've done it, and look, like if I wanted to, I have one big jelly slab. But usually what I do if they're in here, I'll cut them up. Just like so. What the fuck? That was quite a whiplash. Oh, it's that one thing. We don't have time for that. We just need something better. Here we go. We'll do Gold Digger. Don't play with knife, kids. Yes, this part you will need an adult. So I've done that. And yeah. And I think this dish this size, with these this deep, now when I say deep, it's how tall the gummy is. I think this took like an hour and 15 minutes to set. And as far as alcohol like equalness, what you need to know, I'm not sure, Maxie, why. Is any time better than any other? Usually like 3 or 4 of these gets pretty close. If you make it as strong as I make it, it depends. In my past, like this is the equivalent of a shot nearly, like a shot of alcohol. I know what you're all thinking. You're like, she won't do it. She won't do it. I will. Enjoy the sound of me eating weird gummies. Probably in an hour. I mean, well, I just ate the fucking gummies. So, oh yeah, do you want some gummy ASMR? Here, let me watch. You want to Do you want to know how powerful my mic is? Actually, this could be a very scary thing now that I think about it. So I've got a very strong mic, but I've turned it down, right? So like you kind of like can hear me fiddling with the gummies, right? A little bit. Not really. You can't really. Now watch this. Just hold still. What you see how much louder I got? Listen to this. Hold on. Ew, so gummy sounding. I don't know if me eating one sounds different. Let me see. Yeah, you can hear the wobble. It sounds so disgusting. Oh God, now I'm going to turn it down because that's all I can hear. That was mortifying. The gummy tasted good though. I just didn't expect it to sound like that. Whoops. Well, you know, if I ever want to change my market, I know that this mic will do it. That's how you do the gummies. I know, Martin. This is why these things are dangerous. You can ask Maxie any stream that I'm like, hey guys, I got gummies. Crash and burn. It is an absolute dumpster fire. And yeah, so, and like, it's great. Hey, Cheryl. Ooh, oh, the new job. That's right. Congrats. 6 months in advance. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. You have faith we won't burn down the world in less than 6 months. Yeah, so my other gummies will be ready in an hour. So I'll have to try those because they're orange with vodka. These are strawberry with rum. So yeah, stupid easy. So, well, if we don't need the money anyway. It's true. It's true. See, I don't get this nice message when I tier 3. Okay. I'm nice to you all the time. If I remember, I tried to give you a nice nickname that stream. I defended you. And then I redid a message, which will probably become a sound clip, you know. And that's that. I need to put this away because I'm just going to eat it. So I need to put it somewhere out of the way. Okay. Shut up, Martin. If I was horrible to you, I wouldn't have told everybody that, hey, I'll be gaming with Martin probably later. We need to figure out how we can turn Fast Food Simulator into a drinking game, like a light drinking game. Okay. Now who's ready for some cocktails? Let's get some music going again. Oh, probably. Well, because things could happen. You could be late, could be busy, could change your mind. I'll be here. As long as you show up, I will be here. So the first cocktail we're going to start with is the Dark and Stormy. How about every time you get somebody's order wrong, take a shot? I could do that because it rarely happens, but I don't feel it happens that much. Maybe it's like we do like lightning rounds. Shut up, Martin. I do not. It would be like every time I get an order wrong, I could take a shot, but we could say like, we could change it up. And like every few minutes, it's like every time we get a chicken burger, take a sip or something. Every time Martin chastises me for being a shit employee, take a sip. I think we also talked about playing Nobody Stop Talking or the bomb will explode or something. We could play that game. That game is quite chaotic. It's better to play it on the front end, though, because we would never accomplish it if I'm drunk. Okay. Let me grab the stuff for the Well, we'll figure out. I'll be wankered fat. Fast. There's some. What an expression, wankered fat. Yeah, explodes. There we go. I said it all weird, didn't I? Nobody stopped talking and the bomb won't go off. Whatever I said. Okay. I honestly can't drink anymore. Those gummies are so strong. I'm going to grab this stuff real quick for the dark and stormy, and I'll be right back. If you want to know what you should have for the dark and stormy, if you're making one, you need your dark rum. I'm using Kraken. It's my favorite. So you need your dark rum. You need ginger beer. I foobarred up and I have ginger ale, but still okay. Fresh lime and ice. That's all you need for this. So 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to show you a technique. I don't know if it'll work or if you'll be able to tell very much, but I've got, it suggested a Tom Collins glass, so that's what I've got. I've got ice, lime, ginger beer or ginger ale, and your rum. And I'm going to show you a technique about layering. Hopefully it works. I had to crush the ice myself and all this stuff. I know, first world problems. So, first thing you need to do is you need to fill up your cup with crushed ice as much as you can. Like just a lot. Needs to be to the brim pretty much. Maxie, we're making cocktails. How could you? That's like bartender 101. You always have ice. Oh my gosh, my hands are so cold. See, this is why I have a towel here, because ice cubes are just getting everywhere. Oh my gosh, my hands are so cold. Rookie error. Ayo! How's it going, Hobo Killer? We're making alcoholic drinks, huh? You want one? Get in line. Okay, so we've tinned the brim. Hopefully we'll be able to layer this. Okay, just drying off my hands a little bit. Okay, so where's that thing? I'm just going to eyeball this one, but what is suggested, 4 ounces ginger beer, 2 ounces rum, squeeze of lime. Okay, I've got our lime to squeeze. I've got a sliced lime for garnish, optional. The ginger beer, ginger rum, like I told you. And ginger beer, and then I've got rum. Yeah, after a hard day at work. Well, we're doing a dark and stormy. Ginger beer, dark rum like Kraken, lime. That's it. I'm going to make 3 different cocktails. So, okay. So I'm just going to eyeball this. So the first thing we're going to do is you need to actually squeeze lime over the ice. And the reason we're doing this is because when we pour the alcohols in, we want it to incorporate into the whole drink. So And it's okay if you get little pieces. Okay, we've got some lime going in there. Okay. Now I'm just going to eyeball it. So basically, you see here, probably going to go to about here, 2/3 of this cup with the ginger. And then I'm going to layer the rest with the rum. It's about 4:2. So you think like 4:2 ratio, 2:3? Yeah, 1:3, whatever. Okay, whatever. Maths. So for this part, we're just going to pour this in. It's darker than it should be. Ginger beer is more white. But I think it will layer just fine. Okay. So it's come to about here in the cup. Sorry, that doesn't help you at all. Can you see it? About there. Okay, so we've got a good inch from the top. Now, how you layer on ice, or in general. I'm just going to put a teensy bit more crushed ice in the top. Okay. Oh my gosh, so cold. I want to know you. I laugh every time. It's great, isn't it? I should have like trademarked it or some shit, you know? Okay, so how to soften and layer alcohol is you take a spoon and you put it, see how we've got the spoon, the curve? This is a normal spoon. Flip it over on its back. Thumb central, look at this. Oh, look, let me showcase this lovely spoon with my thumb. Just kidding. Okay, so we've got that. So now let's do the rum. That's him done. We'll see Clags again in 3 hours. He'll come back and check at the end of the stream. Bye. Okay. So I've got quite a bit here, so I'm just going to take a little sip. Just so we can have a real layering. Some people do half and half. It really just depends on how strong you want your drink. Now, let's see if we can do this. Okay. I did it for like a year. It's much easier to do this at a bar. You probably have way more experience, but I do know a lot of technique. Or I know more than the average person. Oh, shit. Okay. So it has layered. And then usually you just garnish it. Now, some people will just toss the lime in. And some people will put it on the edge of the glass. So, whoop. Like so. Layering is really good. Now, that being said, shit. So you can see how it's layered. So ginger beer would usually make the bottom much more white. And then we've got the layer of rum. Oh, when I go to drink it, I'm just going to toss this bitch right inside there, like that. So, slippery nipple? Yeah. Just makes me think of that one movie where the girl, she goes into a bar and she's like, I want one of these. I don't remember the name for it. And she lifts her shirt and she like rubs her fingers on her very tight belly button. And there's a guy right next to her and he goes, horny maker. The bartender goes, one fuzzy nipple for the lady. I know I'm too close to the damn keyboard. You're nervous. I'm nervous. I'm just trying to get this back where it was. No, that's not where it was. Oh, aha, there we go. Noise. So that is a dark and stormy. I used rum, but people use whatever they want. And that's how you're supposed to drink it because it's a very stout drink. So you're supposed to do it all and it's a bitter kind of thing. So Have I got my phone? No. I'm using a boom arm with my webcam rigged up to it. If you could see it, it's so redneck rigged, jury rigged. Hopefully I haven't missed anything. If I've missed any comments and you think I'm ignoring you, just say it again, because it's hard to watch a camera and then watch the stream. So, but yeah, that is a dark and stormy. So that's that one done. So yeah. And I'm going to take one sip of it because it's fresh. Taste test. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, that's one of those ones where you're going to get the liquor first. And some people stir it all up. The effect, you know, it just depends. Some people drink it as it is because you're going to get all that very burning stout rum or liquor, and then you're going to chase it with that bite and lime of the citrus of the ginger. Irish Sailor. Ooh, that sounds fun. Thanks for the hydrate. The next one we're going to do is the Dirty Red Old Fashioned, which, come on, I'm a redhead, so, you know, Dirty Red Old Fashioned would be what we made here. So give me 1 second and I'm going to gather my bits for that. If you are mixing along on this one, you are going to need your dark rum. So I'm using Kraken again. Your black cherry syrup. An orange rind or orange peel. Dark cherries if you want to garnish it. And of course, ice. Okay, what do we got? Oh, I've missed some stuff. Oh, it's this drink. Jameson, monkey shoulder, pineapple juice, frothed and served. Oh, I love a good frothy cocktail. It's like a dying art, I think. People don't like to do it. Do I have any cocktails suitable for Alex and his Reese? No, because I'm making cocktails for adults. Which shouldn't be the Brandy Flip. Yeah, I was going to say Brandy Flip is a 1940s-ish cocktail. I know between the 1920s to the 1960s, raw egg was a huge deal in like classic cocktails. And they frothed the egg whites so much, and it just gave this kind of like this weight and but also like fluffiness to cocktails. And I've had some, and I think it's actually when I fell in love with like actually the little bit of the mixology science of things. So $59 months, Terry, and he's one of the OGs. Sheesh. Okay, thanks for the lurk. Okay, so now what we're going to use for this cocktail thing, you can do this in a regular glass, but I've actually got a cocktail mixer, so I'm going to use this. Hopefully I'll be able to use it, but what you're going to do is this one is a very simple one. So I've got my glass. Usually you want to do it in a, you know, they'll call it a, you know, on the rocks glass, whatever. I'm using one that's like my 18 rum one. So So you want that, your rum, and all your jazz. Now, as far as the sort of ice that you want to do, you can do crushed or cubed inside the mixer. You just need a little bit. It's just to cool it. So, as far as bye. As far as your, if you want like your measurements or whatever. Oops, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, so this one is a very, like this is a on the rocks, very just simple, mixed drink. You're just sticking to very basic flavors here, and it's an old fashioned. Old fashioned will have bitters and orange. This one's going to add the filthy red, which is where the black cherry comes in, but it still does use orange as garnish. So it's 2 ounces of rum, a quarter to a half ounce of black cherry syrup, depending on how strong you want it to be. If you want, it's optional, add bitters, which would be orange flavored. And then for your garnish, it needs to be on the rocks. Orange peel you'll need for expressing the orange. If anybody doesn't know what that is, I'm going to show you. And then a couple of cherries. You can put the orange peel inside the cup, or you can get rid of it. It's up to you. So, in true bartender fashion, I will do it the whole bit. So I've got my thing with the ice, right? So, as the bartenders usually do, you hold it like this, or in your first finger, because you have this. It's how it makes it go fast right at the bar. So you fill this up, and you pour it in, which I literally just spilled some. But it's like the quick way of like pouring it. Pour it in, that's 2. And then I need my syrup, which that's the big one. Opposite side is ½ ounce. So I've just put a little bit of syrup in this jar here. So you put it in there. Easy peasy. If you wanted to double up, you could. Fuck it, we'll make a double. Why not? Thursday's the new Friday. I'm making such a mess. It's a good thing I put this towel down. It's really because this isn't the kind of bottle you pour out of. It's not. You need the ones with the spouts, which do come with this set, but I usually don't make cocktails on camera to make them look nice. So Terry's just laughing. This is a mess. You know, in a bar that's wooden, nobody would be saying anything to the bartender. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Counting my measures? No. If I wasn't making this on stream right now, I wouldn't have measured at all. I would have just done it. So now I've got this sealed pretty good. So now I'm going to give it a great shake. And in these things, if you don't know, when you mix them, it's like an icing system. Now I'm going to let it sit because you don't want it too frothy. And our cups, usually, this would be in an old-fashioned cocktail glass, so the glass would be shorter, and you would have 1 large cube of ice. Oops, accidentally a double. I'd be fired as a bartender. But I'm just going simple, so I'm just going to put some ice cubes in this. Actually, since I have this crushed ice, I'm going to put a little bit of both. Because why not? Sorry, I should put this where you guys should see it. That's like the whole point. What are you laughing? Are you laughing at the mess or the double thing, Terry? Where I'm just like, fuck it, we'll just make a double. Because you know what we did? If anybody knows me, you know exactly the thought process that went through my head. The alcohol only came up to like this far of the cup. So you all know I looked at it and I went, that's not even a drink, really. Fuck it, I'll make a double. So, yeah. And then all you do is you will now pour it into your cup. Okay, I'm just getting this. So yeah, I'm just gonna pour it in now. Usually I would use a strainer thing, but I actually don't have one of those things. Oh shit. So I'll just do one of these. Oops. Oops. The straw usually, oh yeah, the straw will make you more tipsy. It's the way you're drinking it is what it does. Sorry, I'm just trying to get rid of all this ice that's coming through. Here we go. So I'll just put the last little bit in there. So yeah, you can see how like one ice cube would look much prettier. But, oh well. So we've done that. So now I'm going to show you what expressing the oil of an orange means. Hopefully you'll be able to see. So you get an orange peel, right? Now in an old-fashioned, there's two things you do. Okay, sorry, I'm just going to try to rub this off. You take the orange peel and you squeeze it. Now you see, you should have seen that this got oily. There's now oil there, maybe. Okay? Well, not maybe, there is, but I don't know if you can see it. But basically, you squeeze it like that, and all that oil will express into the damn cup. And then you take this, you flip it the other way, and you rub it on the edge of the glass. So they get a nice little orange surprise when they do it. And then usually in old fashioned, you have a much skinnier, prettier rind, and you twist it and you toss it in. So because that one kind of did it here, I'm going to do it above the glass actually. There we go. And I'm just going to toss it in because I like a bit of orange. I'm going to toss that in, and the other garnish is a couple of black cherries. You can make them fancy if you wanted to, but I wasn't really fussed about it. Back in the day, I was working on Kathy Gershow and Cloris Leachman. Oh, I love Cloris Leachman. Oh, that sounds like her. What a legend. I'm so jealous. I love Cloris Leachman. I would have died just to be in the same room as her. And then to see that, I've been like, that's why she's one of my idols. Yeah, and that is a dirty red old-fashioned. Again, these cocktails aren't as pretty as they could be, but that's simply because I'm just going for straw for a shot. Yeah, that's just nuts. So taste test. Yeah, it's good. I got quite a bit of rum. I get the cherry in there. You want a good, strong cherry syrup. And yeah, I get that surprise of orange, like right off the get-go, which the orange hits you and you go, whoa, and then the rum and then the cherries, and it all kind of like plays together. So quite cool. Nice. All right. Oh my gosh, so messy here. Okay, now we're going to do the final cocktail, which is my favorite cocktail. And I probably won't be fussed about measurements for this one, to be honest, because I'm just not. Because it just seems like a lot. Sorry, I was wiping the cherry syrup out of that. Fiddling as I do. Okay, so just give me 1 second. Why are you laughing, Tarian? Tarian, I think you're laughing because I've never had any control. You've subbed to me almost 5 years. You know I have no control. No, I'm not downing all of these. They're over here, though. Sorry, I'm wiping out a glass to dry it down. I will be drinking them, though. Okay. So Tarian knows I have no control, though. So let me just change my alcohols and grab this stuff for 1 second. Of course it would work. I mean, all you're doing is pouring it all together and drinking it. Depends on what you mean by work. Do you mean would it taste amazing? Probably not. But would it still get you drunk and do what alcohol is supposed to do? Yes. So it's, you know, it just is what it is. All right, so I am just getting this going. So this is my favorite cocktail. And I'm making a light one. But this is usually when I say that what I'm drinking, this is what I'm drinking. So let's put some ice in this. We don't want too much ice because that means less alcohol. Eh? All right. So if you're making this along, what you would need is vodka, and then you need Chambord or some sort of berry liqueur. Blackberry or raspberry is the best. Lime juice, ginger beer, and fresh raspberries for garnish if you'd like. I won't. This is Hansley.com. I mean, it could be. Enjoy the mystifying pale fingers. Okay. All right, so here we go. Step number 1 is the vodka. So I've done about 2.5, 3 fingers, maybe. I'm not putting that much because we're about to put raspberry liqueur in there, which is amazing. Oh, wait. First, we're going to put a little lime juice. So just a splash of the lime juice for a little bit of tartness. And then the lovely Chambord, which is amazing. If you've never had Chambord and Prosecco or added to any sort of alcohol, do it. All right, so then our Chambord. I usually do about half as much Chambord as vodka, but that's just because I'm a heavy drinker. Like I like my drink strong, and I love the flavor of Chambord. So, hello, how are you doing, Kit? By the way. And the last step is to top the rest of the way with ginger beer or ginger ale. Another thing I've also heard is if you like it really tart, pink grapefruit juice, whether it's carbonated or not. All the way to the top. And, yeah. Just give it a good mix with your spoon. Just give it a little mix. Probably did it a little too full, but that's the way I do. And you can just do a couple simple raspberries in there. I love raspberries. They're my favorite berry, so we're going for it. Then I guess if I pull it up here, you just see it's like a lovely pinkish color. My God. Thank God I got this towel down. Well, I would say ginger beer or ginger ale is actually the way to go. I would even say Sprite maybe before then, but if you want to go for a tartness, that's why pink grapefruit's an option. Yeah, so it's up to you. So I'll take them. So anybody that doesn't know, Chambord is actually blackberry, but you know, you could put blackberries in it. No, I love raspberries. So that's great. Cheers. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if this was like a disservice or a help to anybody or it was fun to do, but I've got the cam set up and all this kind of stuff. And people always ask me about the cocktails I make or different things that I try. They ask me about the gummies, so I thought, before I stream up and game and drink some, I'll show people how I make them. Again, this is not the ideal setup. It was quite messy, clunky, even for me. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was interesting, sharing it and walking you through. So I don't know, maybe if I do more drinking streams, I'll do it again. Who knows? I'm just going to sit here and drink this whole goddamn thing. I told you it's my favorite cocktail. So, I just will. It's like I have this whole dish of gummies sitting in front of me, like taunting me. Like, go for it. Drink. Eat us. Do it. But I'm like trying to like not do that. But you know, it's taunting me. So, but yeah. Okay. It is, what time is it? 7 o'clock? 7 o'clock. So I need to take a break and I really need to clean all this up. Because don't get me wrong, drinking streams can get quite messy. But I don't want to keep operating in this mess, and a lot of this stuff can now go downstairs. I can also check my gummies that I do have. So when I come back, I could show you how my Lego gummies came out. So, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the stream. And anybody that's still interested in hanging out, I'm sorry to inconvenience you, but you can come back in like 45 minutes to an hour. I will start a new stream in which I will be gaming and having drinks. I think me and Martin are going to game. I'm, I do have stairs. Yeah, I miss my hands. You'll miss my hands, my lovely hands. So, but I'll be back and I'll be gaming, and I believe Martin's showing up as well. We're gonna be playing and stuff like that, playing some games. So again, sorry to inconvenience any of you guys, but I just don't also want to have a stream running on like a save screen for like 30, 45 minutes. That just stresses me out for some reason. So, yeah, let's see. I'm just trying to see if anybody's... Oh, no, Cheryl. Cheryl, the gaslighting is real. Make this face to look sad. What is it? Said begrudgingly. We'll return back to work. So funny. Yeah, so I don't really... Begrudgingly. I guess I'll do my actual job. Yeah. I love that. So funny. What is it? What does it say? This one's face name is whatever the fuck he said his name was. This one's face name is Terry, and I know you're looking at the level of this glass. You're like thinking that crazy bitch, she's going to finish that in the next 2 minutes before she even ends the stream. And so what? I'm just kidding. I don't see anybody doing anything. Oh, you know what? I'll send a raid off to my friend because they've been raiding. They're playing Lost But Found, which is like an indie game. So if anybody remembers when I did GTA RP, this person played Wayne, one of the cops. He was great guy. So yeah. Say hi if you're so inclined. If not, just go with the raid. And like I said, I'll be back in about 45 minutes if you want to, come in, listen to me get drunk, say ridiculous shit, because that's a given. And, yeah, I'll see you next time, right? And make some cocktails, for God's sakes. Stop being lazy and just buying canned alcohol or pre-made alcohol. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye.